3, 2, 1.
Proudly serving the Coal River Valley, this is Z92. From the mountain trails to the river trails and all points in between, you are in Z92 country. 92.5 WZAC, Danville, Madison.
It's time for Scott Skyhawk basketball, presented by Boone Memorial Hospital on WZAC and the Skyhawk Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by
Farrell & Hill Insurance Agency, insuring our local community for over 70 years.
Parker's Hardware, your one-stop shop for all your hardware needs.
Rodney Miller, serving Boone County for over 40 years.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
Clayton Homes, opening doors to a better life, one home at a time.
The Hanley family of businesses, serving the region for over 50 years.
Caldwell Insurance Agency. Let our family serve your family.
Dr. Ron Stallings, serving the residents of Southern West Virginia since 1985.
The Hawks Nest, or I guess we're actually in the Hawks Nest here at the Scott High School Gymnasium tonight. The Scott Skyhawks come in with 8 wins and then 6 losses. Will take on the 6-9 Nitro Wildcats. And we'll talk about Nitro in a couple of minutes, but they can be a dangerous team. They pulled off a big win over Polka in the second game of the season. That was Polka's only loss. Polka tonight hosting Logan's, and we'll try to keep up on that game as well. Scott coming in with a 4-game winning streak after picking up wins from Wayne, Sissonville, Lincoln County last week in that doubleheader at the Madison Civic Center, and they went on the road Tuesday night to Charleston Catholic and picked up a big win, 71-37. And Doug Kennedy, when you are on a winning streak and your confidence level is up, that helps your playing ability and gets the most out of your players.
That helps better than anything, Joe. It's that confidence. You've won a couple games. You know, you got Nitro coming in here. Here's a good opportunity to stretch that record up to 9 wins by playing hard, getting ready for tournament time.
In that game last Saturday night, Scott was actually down 15-10 at the end of the first quarter. Reese Carden came out and scored 13 points, and he was kind of the spark to get those Skyhawks going. And I think that big win there last Saturday night transferred into that win they had on the road at Charleston Catholic on Tuesday.
Well, you know, this Scott Skyhawk team, the offense rolls through Carden. He can take the ball to the hole, he can stand out and shoot the 3, and Scott goes the way Carden goes.
We'll go ahead and step aside, take our first break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. And we'll talk about this game tonight between the Skyhawks and the Nitro Wildcats. We'll be back after this break. You're listening to Scott Skyhawks, presented by Boone Memorial Hospital on WZAC, Video Productions, and the Skyhawk Sports Network.
This is Boone Memorial Hospital. Compassionate, personal, quality care that's close to home, with caring, skilled physicians and large private inpatient rooms.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
Most people think that after an accident, you'll have to pay $500 for your deductible. The truth, at Allstate, you could pay $0. Allstate gives you $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Then another $100 off every year you don't have an accident. Let the good hands reward your safe driving with a deductible that goes away. Now that you know the truth, are you in good hands?
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way,
tell them Hug sent you.
That's right. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
You can breathe easier at Boone Memorial Hospital. Now with pulmonologist Dr. Richard McNeely. Come see us if you have concerns about your breathing issues.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
back to the Hawks Nest for tonight. The 6-9 Nitro Wildcats come into the Hawks Nest, take on the Skyhawks, and the Skyhawks come into tonight's game at 8-6. And Doug, you mentioned a few minutes ago, the offense goes through Reese Carden. He's currently averaging 22.5 points a game. Started out a little higher than that early in those first handful of games. Kind of dropped off on his average, kind of went through a little mini slump, but he's picked it back up. And as we talked there just a few minutes ago, in that game against Lincoln County, he ended up with like 18 points by the end of the game. Only scored like 5 in the second half, but that 13 points he contributed in the second quarter was the pickup and the turnaround of the ball game.
Right, and and being, I'm not going to say the best, but being the play that the team goes through, you're going to pick up the toughest defender on the other side. So maybe that's why his point decreased a little bit. So and he only scored 5 points in the first half last time. So he's going to pick up that tougher defender.
Your number 2 scoring leader on the team is Jaron Gator. He has really gotten hot, especially from the corners and those 3-pointers. He's upped his average to 8.4. Then we look at Landon Stone comes in at 7.6. Braxton Dolan has upped his average a little bit. He's been shooting a little better too at 8.5. So that's how your starters kind of amp it up, and then you throw in the mix there Setzer. He's at 6.2, but he's your big guy that comes in and goes for the rebounds. He's not a big scorer, but he's definitely a factor on this ball club.
Absolutely. It's a total team. Gaither, he's the point guard. He's, it all starts with him and how he distributes and his athleticism, gets Scott up and down the floor, and having a good rebounder. I fussed in the games in the past. You got to get on the board. You got to play defense to have the chance at the end of the game.
On the other side of the floor is the Nitro Wildcats, and their offense comes through 2 guys, mainly Colton Painter and Trevor Lowe. Painter averages 14.9 points a game, and Trevor Lowe 13.5, and then everyone else is just kind of down there in those low single digits. So right there's your offense, and that's the 2 guys that the Skyhawks are going to have to be aware of and keep their eye on when they play defense on the floor tonight.
Absolutely. Play good defense, rebound. Scott's got the scores that can make it happen. I think that's going to be the key to tonight's game.
You even look at Nitro's shooting percentages. You got Lowe shoots a 40%, Painter at 35%. So that right there tells you they shoot lots of basketball. They go for that goal, whether they're making the points or not. They are the guys. They are the go-to guys. On the other side of the floor, the Skyhawks. You've got Kevin White, who comes off the bench. He shoots 48%. Dylan Grant comes off the bench. He's at 49%. And Ian Gerald's at 48%. But on your starters, you got Gator. He's a 35 or about a 34-point percentage shooter. You've got Stone, who's 39%. Jay Sharp's come off the bench. He's a 33% shooter from the floor. But Carden, he's right up there at 44%. And like you said, that's the man in the offense. He's got to be hot. When he's hot, this team is really hard to beat. If he comes out and struggles on shooting, the whole team struggles.
Yeah, it just like a snowball effect, Joe. So, and sometimes when the shooting's not there, if you play good defense and rebound, make your foul shots, it'll keep you in the game until those shooters start to get that hot hand.
In rebounds, on the other side of the floor for Nitro, Colton Painter. Right there, he leads the team with rebounds, and right behind him, Trevor Lowe, the 2 guys we talked about. Painter comes in at 6'1", Lowe at 6'3". They're not much taller than the Skyhawks. And, if you look over the roster, the average height is about the same of these 2 teams. Coach Sean Ballard talked about there a few minutes ago that he felt like Nitro was a little taller, but I don't know if I can agree with him. So, like I said, I caught up with Coach Ballard there just a few minutes ago. Let's see what he had about the last couple ball games and the matchup tonight between the Skyhawks and the Nitro Wildcats.
Hey, Coach, you got 4 straight wins. You got a tough team in Nitro coming in tonight. How do you think you guys match up with them?
Yeah, it's a big game, big opportunity for us. Regional opponent, if we make it out of section, good chance we're seeing these guys in March. we match up pretty well with them. They got a little bit more size than us. We've got more depth. We're going to try to get up and down the floor and try to make them play our pace. You look at their scores, most of their games they're in the 30s and 40s. We're averaging 70 a game. So I think if we can keep the game at our tempo, not allow them to slow it down, keep them off the glass, we're going to be in good shape.
How's practice been this week? You had a couple nice wins. You had that win over Lincoln County last Saturday. You went on the road and had a nice win over Charleston Catholic on Tuesday.
Yep, we've been getting better each day. I mean, guys, again, another aspect of our depth is we're able to compete in practice. We're not setting it up. Varsity guys beating up on JV guys. We're able to kind of split it up down the middle and have some real competitive practices. And I think as the season goes on, that's really given us an edge over most teams.
Coach, you got to regroup, hit the road tomorrow, and go to Williamson to play Mingo Central. Your thoughts?
Yep. Again, not to keep harping on the depth, but back-to-back games, having 9, 10 guys that we can go to and get 15, 20 minutes out of, that helps with the short turnaround. They're playing tonight as well. They're playing down there. So, kind of a home game for them right there in their backyard. But, it's a cool little shootout down there, good experience for the guys to go down and get a play in that atmosphere and against another good team. I think they're ranked number 9 in AA, so another good opportunity for us.
That was the head coach of the Scott Skyhawks, Sean Ballard. And as we said, Scott's running on a winning streak here. They knocked off Wayne, Sissonville, Lincoln County, Charleston Catholic, and they come in tonight at 8-6. For Nitro, they've kind of struggled a little bit. They've only won 1 of their last 4 games, and that was a win over Point Pleasant. They fell to Herbert Hoover, who Scott's already defeated this year, and they lost by 6 to St. Albans, a pretty decent St. Albans team, by a score of 39-33. You take a look at the average scoring for Nitro. They average 50 points a game. Their opponent's 48. So they're pretty even. On the other side for the Skyhawks, they average 67 points a game. Their opponent's, though, at 62. So if Scott can hold the scoring down low for Nitro, they should be able to control this ball game and hopefully control the boards. That'll be the difference in tonight's ball game.
Control the boards, and Scott needs to push it because of Nitro's depth. Push it and play their game, and they should come out here with a W tonight.
Nitro, they're starting 4 seniors and a freshman. Scott will start 3 seniors and 2 juniors. So that's how the matchup as far as experience goes between these 2 teams. And Doug, before we take our final break, what's your keys to the game for a victory for Scott tonight?
I think I already alluded to it. Good defense, rebound the ball, and Scott needs to get the ball out and push it and get into their offense.
What do they got to do defensively? I mean, my take on the game, they have got to control the boards. We've talked about this before. They really struggled against Logan. They've struggled against some other teams, but that is Scott's key. They have got to control the boards on rebounds, both offensively and defensively, try to get those second and third opportunities for scoring, and then they've got to pull down those defense to keep their opponent from doing the same.
Absolutely. Basketball is about rebounding, and when you can limit your opposition to 1 shot and get out of there, the better chances are for the Skyhawks to come out of here.
Nitro tonight wearing all black with white numerals and outlined in black with Nitro across the chest. Scott wearing their traditional home jerseys, those white jerseys with Scott across the chest in gold letters outlined in black. And they've got that Skyhawk logo down on the side with some accent stripes around the bottom of their pants. We'll go ahead and take our final 2-minute break. We'll be back with our national anthem and the starting lineups for tonight's game and a tip after this. We'll be back after this break. You're listening to Scott Skyhawks presented by Boone Memorial Hospital on WZAC Video Productions and the Skyhawk Sports Network.
I'm Chris.
Looking to sell your vehicle? Auto Buyers of West Virginia is your solution. We buy all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs and have a simple and safe way to sell your vehicle. We'll give you a free appraisal on your vehicle and make you an offer to buy it on the spot. Whether you're still making payments or have a clear title, we'll turn your car into cash today at Auto Buyers of West Virginia. So come see us at Cranberry Creek Shopping Center off Eisenhower Drive in Beckley. Auto Buyers of West Virginia, the simple, safe, and secure way to sell your vehicle.
This is Boone Memorial Hospital. Compassionate, personal, quality care that's close to home with caring, skilled physicians and large private inpatient rooms.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
I'm your 70-pound St. Bernard puppy, and my lack of impulse control is about to become your problem.
No, come on. I saw you eating poop earlier. My focus is on the road, and that's saving me cash with DriveWise.
And the Skyhawks Sports Network.
Our national anthem, and now let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's ball game. First of all, we'll take a look at the starting lineup for the Nitro Wildcats. Wearing number 1, a 6'3 senior will be Trevor Lowe. 6'1 senior wears number 2, Colton Painter. Number 4, a 5'10 senior, Bryce Myers. A freshman, Sean Legros. He'll be wearing number 5 tonight, and Trey Hall comes in as a 5'10 senior. For the Skyhawks tonight, the starting lineup is pretty much their traditional starters. A 6'1 senior wears number 25, Braxton Dolan. A 6'2 junior, number 22, Isaac Setzer. Reese Carden comes in at 6'3. He's a junior, wears number 13. Landon Stone, a senior, 6'1", wears number 5. And number 1, who's been shooting the lights out from the corner, a 5'11 senior, wears number 1, Jaron Gator. Of course, the head coach of the Skyhawks, Sean Ballard, they come in at 8-6. The head coach of the Nitro Wildcats is Austin Lowe, and they come into tonight's contest at 6-9. Doug, any final thoughts before we get this one underway?
No, just good basketball. Scott's going to keep that winning streak going, take the momentum into the next game, because tournament time's right around the corner.
You can hear the public address announcer Paul Carden in the background. They've got that PA cranked up tonight for sure. And they are just introducing Jaron Gator here tonight. You know, as we talked about, you know, these teams match up pretty well height-wise. Scott, 5'11", 6'1", 6'3", 6'2", 6'1". Nitro comes in at 6'3", 6'1", 5'10", 5'10". And I'm not sure about Legros, number 5. As I look down on the floor, he looks like he comes in at about
6'2".
Oh, he's probably the tallest one on the team. He's what, 6'3", 6'4"? He's a little taller probably than Trevor Lowe. He may be 6'4" freshman.
Yeah, he is a freshman.
And he will jump against Reese Carden as the two players meet to the officials for tonight are Chris Farrow, Jimmy Lieber, and Steve Robinson. Thank you for reminding me. And the tip goes to Nitro. They'll be going from our left to right. Coming across the timeline is Trey Hall. He gets it over in the corner to Painter. Painter fires off a 3. It's going to come up short. Rebound, Jaron Gator. Here come the Scouts quickly down the floor. Dolan has it. Stops short of the paint. Kicks it back out to Carden. He'll fire off the 3. It'll be off the back of the iron. It'll bounce over the backboard, and possession will go to to Nitro. South Charleston was 2 weeks ago. I guess I've seen those black jerseys. Huh? Bringing the ball up the floor is Myers for the Wildcats. He sits it over in front of the Scott bench, looking for some help. Bounce passes in the corner to Painter. Painter puts it on the floor, comes around looking, comes out to the near the midcourt circle, puts it into the hands of number 11, Hall. Then they get it over to Trevor Lowe, and he'll put the first points of the ball game on the board for Nitro. Scott already has the ball down the floor. Stone has it, now Setzer, he bounces it on the floor, goes for the basket, and Isaac Setzer will score the first 2 for Scott. We're all tied up.
Nice move by Setzer going to the bucket.
They found Trevor Lowe wide open. He fires up the 3. They can't make it go. Setzer comes up the rebound quickly. The Scouts back down the floor. Gator fires the 3 off the front of the iron. Rebound will be Nitro's Sean Legros. Now they'll get it over to Myers, who controls the ball. Now over to Hall. He'll bring the ball back to Myers. Myers will go one-on-one with Isaac Setzer. We have a timeout by Coach Austin Lowe. He will want a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. So far, you see that Scott trying to keep that upbeat tempo to try to get the ball down the floor quick to catch them off guard and score a couple quick buckets. But as you can see, Nitro defensively are there by the time they get down the floor, and Scott has to reset.
Scott's got to keep pushing it because of the depth issue we talked at pregame, Joe. So they just need to continue doing what they're doing and get the rebound and get it out.
Nitro will inbound in front of the Scott cheering section here at midcourt. Now Scott will put on full court pressure. Now they'll get it into Lagros. Lagros back to Myers. Back to Hall in the right wing. He'll bring it back out. Kicks it over to Painter. Painter thinks about it, puts it on the floor, brings it out. Trying to find somebody open, finds Lagros outside the arc. Back to Painter. Now Painter comes out to the midcourt circle, looking for help. Sends it across the floor to Hall. Hall puts it in the air, over the head to Trevor Lowe. It will not go. Lagos comes up the rebound. Shoots too hard, and Lowe comes up the rebound. They go up for it, and a foul will be charged against Scott. That will be number 1, Jaron Gator, his team first.
Goes back to what we said. We got to rebound. Nitro had 3 opportunities. They get the foul now. They're at the line.
Trevor Lowe at the free throw line. First one off the front of the iron will not go. Lowe, a 6'3" senior. Lagos may go 6'5". First, second one's off the iron. Isaac Setzer comes up the rebound. Here comes Scott. Setzer still has it. He'll kick it over to Carden. Carden puts it on the floor. Back out to Stone. Over to the corner to Dolan. Dolan puts it on the floor. Goes off the glass. He hits it, and he'll get a bonus after being fouled.
Great athletic move by Dolan. He gets the ball, makes a little shifty move into the layup, and he gets score and a 1.
Foul charge against Trey Hall. That'll be his team first. Dolan will get the opportunity to score 3, and he will, as the Skyhawks take a 5-2 lead over Nitro.
The old-fashioned way.
Yeah. It's not that three-pointer from the arc. Setzer comes up with the steal, throws it down the floor to Dolan. Dolan reset. They kick it back out to Stone. Least Carden fires off the 3, nothing but net. And the Scouts come out hot here early, and that's what they needed to do as they lead at 8-2.
Quick movement, nice shot by Carden.
Myers has the ball down the floor, gives the handoff to Hall. Hall comes into the paint, goes up, and it will not go. It'll come up a little weak. Rebound comes up, will be low. He'll bounce pass it over to Hall, and he'll pick up the 2 points for Nitro. And Scott loses the handle on the ball on their end of the floor. Here comes Nitro right back. Another 3-point attempt will go to Lowe. No, takes it in, bounce past it, and he finds Lagros wide open under the basket for a quick 2. Nitro right back in this one as they trail 8-6. Scott takes it around the horn, over to the corner to Stone. Stone puts it on the floor, kicks it to the near side to Setzer. Setzer out to Gator. Gator fires a 3 off the front of the iron, will not go. Rebound, Lagros and Nitro. Here come the Wildcats. Going for the basket is number 2, Colton Painter. Dolan blocked the shot from behind, but then they call him on the foul.
Got him with the body on the backside, Joe.
So that will put Colton Painter at the free throw line for the first time tonight. He'll be shooting 2. Warm up, shot taken off the front of the iron, rolls to the right, will not go. 4:34 to go here in the first quarter. Skyhawks up by 2, 8-6. And Kevin White will check in for Scott. He will give Braxton Dolan a breather.
Along with number 11, Jaden Sharps.
Okay, missed that one. Second shot up by Painter is good. That's his first points to the ball game. Scott quickly down the floor. Over to Sharps to Setzer. Setzer turns, gives the ball to Sharps. Sharps puts it up, and they lose the handle. Quickly down the floor. Here comes Trey Hall. He'll stop short of the basket, kick it back outside, intercepted by Landon Stone. Here comes Scott, right back down the floor. He bounce passes it, kicks it over to Sharps. Gives it to Kevin White for the 3. Rolls in and out. Rebound will be Jay Sharps. Now Landon Stone will fire off the 3. It'll go for nothing but net.
Good ball movement. Sharps to Stone. Stone hits the 3.
Full court pressure being applied by the Skyhawks. Here comes Nitro. Hall will bring the ball across the timeline for the Wildcats. He'll go to the left side of the floor. Bounce pass to Myers. Myers puts it on the floor. Now he finds number 2 wide open, Colton Painter, who goes to the basket, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the charity stripe. Setzer will be charged with the foul. That'll be Scott's third, and team foul number 3.
Joe, Nitro takes the ball to one side of the floor, and they send a player down to the lower box on the other. They're kicking it down there. Scott's not shifting.
And Painter now 2 for 3 from the charity stripe as he hits the first one. Scott leads it 11-8. Painter's second shot coming up, and he'll miss it. Rebound, Isaac Setzer. Here comes Scott. He'll bring it across the timeline. Kicks it over to Stone. Stone drives into the paint and gets the shot off, and it'll bounce. Landon Stone will pick up the basket for Scott. He has 5.
Nice touch on the rim there for Stone.
Bringing the ball down the floor for the Wildcats is Trey Hall. He has control it behind the arc. Now he kicks it over to Painter on the left side. Put it on the floor. Too low. It'll be too strong. Rebound, Scott. Ball goes out of bounds, and Scott will come up with it as it's off the fingertips of Trevor Lowe.
Scott's kind of picked it up, just not allowing Nitro to get those second chance opportunities. They're getting the rebound after the first miss.
Gator brings the ball down the floor for Scott. Over to Sharps. Sharps brings around, kicks it back to, looks like Dylan Grant, who checked into the lane or into the game. He can't find the handle. It goes out of bounds. It will be Nitro basketball.
I like Gator's thoughts on that play. It was there.
Full court pressure being applied by Scott in the backcourt. Now they get it across to Myers. Myers will kick it over the corner to Lowe. Back out to Myers. Or Hall, rather. Hall puts it on the floor. He'll take it back out to the midcourt circle. Bounce pass inside to Lowe. Lowe off the glass. He'll pick up his first basket of the ball game.
Little power move to the goal for Lowe.
Correction, that was his second basket of the game. Kevin White has it. He dribbles into the paint. Little short jumper. It'll come up short. Knocked out of bounds. And they're saying it's off the Skyhawks, and they'll turn it over to the black and red. So Nitro will inbound it as Scott's showing three-quarter court pressure now. Nitro brings 3 guys back. Charles Robbins checks into the lineup for Nitro. Now they get it into Lowe at the top of the key. They send it back out to near half court to Trey Hall. Hall puts it on the floor, drives in, and he'll come up short, and they're going to say a foul on Setzer. That'll be his second. Scott cannot afford to have Setzer sitting on the bench, as that'll be Setzer's second foul, as Trey Hall will go to the floor, the charity stripe, to shoot 2. First shot is up, and it's good. Nitro pulls within 2 with 2 minutes, 3 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Scott 13, Nitro 11. Hall's second shot is up, and it is good. We have a 1-point ball game. Here comes Scott down the floor. Kevin White brings it down, hands it off to Carden. Carden around the arc. He fires it off, trying to get it into Dylan Grant. Too many black jerseys there, and the ball turns over to Nitro. Here come the Wildcats. Hall brings it down, finds Lakos under the basket, and they're going to say Lakos traveled. He tried to go up, faked the shot, moved his foot, called for traveling, turnover to Scott.
Yeah, Scott has kind of tried to pick up the intensity going with the press there earlier. That plays right into Scott's game plan, because with Nitro being shorthanded, this helps Scott.
Stone crosses midcourt, puts it in the hands of Ian Geralds, who's checked in. Over to Carden. Carden drives it into the paint, loses the handle, over to Sharps. Sharps fires a 3, 2 for hard, and a foul. And this will go against Nitro's
number 30.
Number 30. That is Derek Woodrum, who's checked into the lineup. That'll be his first. Going to the line will be Jay Sharps, shooting 3.
3 shots.
First shot is up, and it rolls across the iron off to the left. Will not go. Sharps warms up, takes the second one, in and out. Will not go. Jay Sharps, normally 40% from the free throw line, currently at 0. Third shot up, and it's good. Skyhawk leads it 14-12.
Scott back in the press.
Bringing the ball across midcourt is Charles Robbins. He has it in the backcourt against Dolan. He'll stop, fire it off into the backcourt to, that was number 0, I believe, Robbins.
To Woodrum.
To Woodrum for the basket. And we have another foul on the floor as Robbins tried to steal it. That'll be his first personal. That was on the floor, so Scott will inbound it. Gator in the backcourt, sends it over to Sharps. Sharps puts it on the floor. Drives, spins, loses the handle, and Gator gets it in the corner, sends it back out to Braxton Dolan in the backcourt. Now they get it back to Gator. Ian Gerald thinks about taking the three. Back to Gator. Gator. And Jay Sharps is in. He's hurt that right ankle, it looks like. He goes to the Scott bench. He's had ankle trouble all year, and he's tweaked that ankle. And we're getting attention. Kevin White checks back in for Scott. We're all tied up at 48 seconds. Scott has control of the ball. Gator across the timeline. Over to Gator. Gator fires the three. In and out. Will not go. Ian Gerald gets it. Tried to throw it up. And a charge. Not sure who they got on that. Was that?
There's a push out by number 10 for the Skyhawks.
That is Kevin White.
Yes.
His first person. The only thing I don't like sitting up here, you don't know who the officials call the foul on sometimes. Nitro across the timeline. Here goes Robbins into the paint. A little one-handed floater into the hands of Gerald's on the rebound. Here comes Scott. 20 seconds on the clock. Over the corner. Landon Stone resets. Stone puts it on the floor, kicks it out to White. White around to Dolan. Dolan drives into the paint. Back out to Gerald's. Over to Kevin White. White fires off the three. Off the iron. Will not go. Into the hands of Gerald's. He puts it back up off the glass. Ian Gerald's picks up his first 2 points of the contest. And that will be the end of the quarter as Nitro, he's one down the floor off the top of the iron. At the end of the first quarter, Scott leads Nitro 16-14. We'll be back after this break. You're listening to the Skyhawks on the Skyhawks Sports Network.
I'm Jeremy Caldwell, owner of Caldwell Insurance Agency. We recently purchased
General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way,
tell them Hug sent you.
That's right. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
I'm your 70-pound St. Bernard puppy, and my lack of impulse control is about to become your problem.
No, come on. I saw you eating poop earlier. My focus is on the road, and that's saving me cash with DriveWise.
This is Boone Memorial Hospital. Compassionate, personal, quality care that's close to home with caring, skilled physicians and large private inpatient rooms.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
Back at the Hawks Nest where the Skyhawks lead it after one quarter of play, 16-14. On paper, we knew this was going to be a good game, and so far it has. Scott with the possession error. They will inbound to begin the quarter. In the backcourt, they give it to Dolan. Send it back to Kevin White. White thinks about it, gets the shot off, in and out, and Stone gets the rebound over on the left side. Kicks it across to Setzer. Setzer takes it in the paint, kicks it back to Stone. Stone puts it on the floor, kicks it back to Reese Carden, throws it behind Carden. It goes out of bounds. Turnover to the Wildcats.
Just need to slow down a little bit, take their time, work their offense.
Nitro inbounds in the backcourt. Put it in the hands of Trey Hall. Carden will come up and pick him up in the backcourt. Now he drives it down, hands it off to Myers. Myers looks, gets it into the hands of Painter. Painter thinks about it. Now they bounce pass it into the inside to Lowe. Lowe will pick up a quick basket for the first 2 points and tie it up here going into the quarter. and they steal it in the backcourt, and Painter puts up a long shot. Landon Stone comes down with the rebound. Scott will take it back. Here comes the Skyhawks. Stone across midcourt, over to Setzer. Setzer puts it on the floor. Setzer drives into the arc, puts it in the hands of Kevin White. White waited too long to shoot it under the basket. Nitro comes up the rebound. Here comes Robbins with the ball. Into the paint, kicks it back out to Hall. Hall fires a long three off the front of the iron. Rebound, Stone for Scott. Here comes Scott. Stone brings the ball, kicks it over to Kevin White. Down to the corner to Braxton Dolan, fires off the three, off the front of the iron. And Reese Carden looked like he had the rebound knocked out of there by Trey Hall, and Nitro will come up with the ball.
Scott's got to go to the boards, Joe, offensive end.
Hall in the backcourt goes one-on-one with Reese Carden. Robbins comes out to help. Now they kick it over the corner to Painter. Painter looking, fires it inside. Oh, and I can't believe they did not call a charge on that one. Trevor Lowe dropped his shoulder and literally knocked down a Scott player. No call on it. Landon Stone puts the ball on the floor, and he is fouled underneath the basket. That will be charged against Colton Painter. That should have been a foul under the end of the basket on the other end of the floor. When you drop your shoulder like that and go into the paint and knock a player down, that is definitely a charge. Or at least a foul on the other player anyway. So Scott will inbound it under their own basket. Well, they'll kick it back out to the backcourt to Carden. Carden to Stone. Stone turns over to White. White comes across the charity stripe, kicks it into Braxton Dolan. Dolan this time off the glass. He'll pick up a quick two.
Great give and go from White to Dolan. Nice play.
Nitro bringing the ball up the floor. Scouts pick up the one-on-one full court pressure as they get Hall across the floor. And it's intercepted by Landon Stone. Stone takes his time, comes over to Reese Carden. He puts it up for a quick two for Scott.
Scott back in the press, man-to-man press.
Scouts jump back out front, 20-18, 5:36 to go in the second quarter. Ball sent down the floor to Myers. Myers kicks it back out. Now Painter has it. Drives into the paint. Oh, and he should have walked on that, and they're going to get him with a foul against Scott. That's going to be against Setzer. That's his third personal. He stopped. He moved his feet. He moved twice. To me, it was a travel call. Right, the official did not call it, but he called the foul against Setzer. Painter at the line. Scores the basket +1. Nitro jumps back out 21-20. Scott with the ball. Into Stone. Stone kicks it back out to Setzer, who stays in lineup. Back out to the backcourt to Dolan. Over to Carden. Carden drives it in. Tries to kick it over to Dolan. Dolan didn't move like Carden thought he was going to, so a mistake by Scott, and it turns the ball over to Nitro.
He was trying to zig when he should have zagged.
Yeah. Exactly. 5:09 to go in the first half. Nitro up by 1. In the backcourt is Trey Hall bringing it across and gets it across the timeline. Hands it off to Myers. Myers spins, dribbles, looking for help. Gets it back to Painter. Painter in the left wing. Looking. He'll fire off the three. And they're going to say Gerald's fouled him. And that'll be Ian Gerald's first personal. Here's the Little General instant replay on Video Productions. Goes over as Painter fires off the shot, goes straight up, and catches him with the body. Painter makes the first one. Makes the second one as well. And he'll get a third since the foul was behind the arc. Painter's 3 for 3 in that series, and Nitro jumps out to a 24-20 lead. Scott quickly brings the ball down the floor. Gerald's over to Stone. Stone fires off the three. It's going to come up short off the front of the iron. Rebound, Nitro. And here come the Wildcats. They get it over to Painter. Painter fires off a three from the left side. Off the iron. Rebound, Braxton Dolan. Sends it down to Carden. Carden will go, and he is knocked through the wall down there by Colton Painter. And Carden was not happy at all about that. as the couple of Scott players pull Carden back to the side, and I think that could be looked at as possible.
They're discussing it.
Yeah, the officials are calling
they call it.
Yeah.
Good communication.
As you'll see it on the instant replay, he just took Carden to the wall.
Coach Nacho's upset.
Well,
I like how the officials came together, Joe.
Right.
They discussed it because each of them has a different view of it.
Exactly. But that was intentional. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He didn't even jump. He just tried to take Carden through the wall. Carden shooting 2 from the floor, makes the first one. And one official comes over, not sure what he told the scorekeeper. I guess Carden's got one more shot. Second shot is up, and it is good. With those 2 shots, Scott pulls back within 2. Scott will get the ball back under their own basket as well. Austin Lowe still over there arguing with one of the officials on the call. I think the officials made a good call on that one. Landon Stone out of bounds for Scott. Substitution as Lagros comes back into the lineup for Nitro. Stone will have to send it into the backcourt. Now he gets it over to Braxton Dolan, or Creek Carden. Carden fires off a 3. It'll not go. And it looked like it was off the hands of Colton Painter over there, but the officials say it's Nitro basketball.
Scott's got to get in there and rebound, Joe. Nobody's going to the boards. That wouldn't happen if you're under the bucket rebound.
Inbound to Painter in the backcourt. He'll go one-on-one with Dolan. Painter brings it across the timeline, comes up to the right side. Colton Painter looking. He finds a little room. He'll kick it back over to Hall. It will not go. And we have a foul on the rebound. I think that's going to go against Dolan. Let's see what the official calls. And it will go against Braxton Dolan. That's his second. As Charles Robbins will go to the line. Kevin White, Jay Sharps. I'm glad to see Sharps check back into the lineup after tweaking that ankle there a few minutes ago.
I think he got a little tape job from
I'm sure.
From a good friend
and
of
the ball
Scott.
will not fall. Rebound, Landon Stone. Here comes Scott. Stone over to White. Quickly to Jay Sharps. Sharps fires off the 3. He goes. Sharps with his first bucket of the night.
Scott back in that full court man-to-man.
Scott jumps out with the 1-point lead. Back over to Robbins to the near side for Nitro. He drives it into the paint, and he got lucky. He got it in the air. He threw the ball away. Back to one of his players. Now they get it back into the hands of Robbins over to the left side. Now he goes around to the right, or the left side rather. He was on the right side. Here goes Hall. He'll jump it, try to switch it through. It'll not go. Put back by Painter, or Lowe rather, and finally it goes. Not sure who made that basket. There was about 5 of them.
Number 1, Lowe.
Lowe gets his own rebound and put back. Gator with it, drives it into the paint. Gator with the floater, it'll go for 2. Scott jumps back to a 27-26 lead. Full court pressure being applied by Scott. Here come the Skyhawks. Here comes Nitro across the timeline. Kick it down to Lagros. He's got some room. He drops his shoulder. And they're going to say that Stone was not set. And a foul will go against Landon Stone. He didn't have his feet set. Here we go on the Video Productions instant replay. He was close, but he didn't have those feet set. Dylan, go ahead.
Kind of moved toward the player instead of just
standing there
waiting.
Yeah. So that'll put Lagros at the free throw line for the first time tonight. He has 2 points. First one is up, and it's good. He'll get the second as Dylan Grant will check into the lineup for Jay Sharp. No, let's see. That's going to be Stone going to the bench. 3 minutes to go here in the half. We're tied up at 27. Sean Lagros from the charity stripe. Second shot is up, no good. Sharps comes up the rebound. We're tied at 3 minutes. Here comes Sharps bringing the ball down the floor for Scott. Across the timeline over to Gator. Gator goes right to Carden. Carden will fire it. It'll come up a little hot. Rebound, Nitro. Here comes the Wildcats into the hands of Painter. Painter across midcourt. He goes one-on-one with Gator. Colton Painter looking. He drives. Kicks it across the floor to Hall. Hall, a little jumper in the paint. It'll go for a quick 2. Scott quickly down the floor already. Sharps back up to Dylan Grant. Carden has the ball in the backcourt. Kicks it over to Sharps. Sharps fires off the 3. Off the front of the iron. Rebound Robbins for Nitro. Here come the Wildcats. Robbins still has the ball across the timeline. They get it over to the corner. It'll be Colton Painter for the 3. It'll not go. Rebound Dylan Grant for Scott. Here come the Skyhawks and a reach-in call against Painter. That'll be his 3rd personal. So Scott will inbound in front of the, I think then we're in a 1-1-1-1. Nope, Scott will inbound at the scorers table.
Myers checks in for Painter for the Wildcats.
Gator comes around and Kevin White is getting charged with a charge offensively, and he didn't even have the ball.
It's the other way around.
Oh, it's Nitro.
He messed up and corrected himself.
Okay. So did that go against number 4 for Nitro?
Yes.
Okay.
Against Myers.
That'll be his 1st personal. Scott in the bonus. Kevin White will go to the charity stripe on the 1-on-1. First one is up and good. That will be Kevin White's 1st points of the ball game. Scott trails by 1, 28-29. Second one up. We're tied up. Full court pressure being applied by Scott. Nitro has the ball in the backcourt. Hall crosses the timeline, gets it down, and it's intercepted. No, it's kicked back now. It's thrown away. Scott tried to save it. Hall will go get it, bounce it, and the ball will finally fall to number 30, Derek Woodrum. Picks up his 1st points of the ball game. Nitro up by 2. Here comes Scott. Reese Carden has the ball. 1:29 to go in the half. Over to Kevin White. Back out to Dylan Grant. Over to Sharps in the far right wing. Back out to Carden. Carden drives it in the paint. Kicks it over to Gator. Gator back out to Sharps in the backcourt. Sharps drives it into the paint. Stops quickly. And it's going to be intercepted by Nitro. Ball loose down the floor. Nitro picks it up in the backcourt by Trevor Lowe. Lowe sends it over to Hall.
Gotten a little rough patch going both ways there the last.
For sure. Hall has it. Bounce passes in. Nitro. Don't know how they saved it. And a charge will go against Trevor Lowe. His 1st personal.
Lowe's a big guy. He's not as tall, but he's broad across the shoulder. He's a tough.
He's listed at 6'3".
He's a big young man.
If he's 6'3", Legos is at least 6'5", maybe 6'6",
yeah.
For a freshman. Here comes Scott down the floor. 45 seconds to go in the half. Back out to Grant in the backcourt. Bounce pass to Gator. Gator, top of the key, fires the 3 off the back of the iron. And Sharps tries to get over, but he's blocked by Nitro's Derek Woodrum. The ball will go out of bounds, and it will be Nitro basketball. And we have a timeout on the floor. I think it's just an official timeout for perspiration. But it's been a wild one back and forth. 36 seconds to go in the half. Nitro leads at 31-29 as looks like a little bit of perspiration on the floor as Coach Sean Ballard will come out and try to dry it up. Nitro inbounds it. They'll bring the ball the length of the floor. Scott will pick up the defense at the half. 30 seconds. Sharps and Carden in the backcourt. Get it over to Robbins to the near side. Robbins back and forth in the corner. Robbins sees some paint. Nitro holding for 1 shot. They'll just pass around. They get it down to the corner now. They'll kick it back out to the backcourt. Over to Legros in the left corner. Back outside. Hall has to put it on the floor. Now they get it over to, in the corner, it will be number 1, Trevor Lowe with the 3 to end the half. Stone fires it off the backboard, and we are at the half where Nitro leads the Scott Skyhawks by 5, 34-29. We'll be back after this break. You're listening to Scott Skyhawks presented by Boone Memorial Hospital on WZAC Video Productions and the Skyhawks Sports Network.
a $500 million check.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But Marshall Orthopedics, the area's only comprehensive sports medicine practice, is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Orthopedics takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Reggie Bush used to eat breakfast somewhere else, but then he tried Wendy's breakfast.
Are those fresh eggs for me? He's become a really big fan of Wendy's breakfast. It's always bacon season over here. Tyler, please sign this for me. You the man, Tyler. Keep killing those breakfast sandwiches. I appreciate you.
I will. Don't sell that online.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Select breakfast croissants, now $1.99.
We knew it was going to be a wild one, and it has been. We are at the half where Nitro leads the Scott Skyhawks by a score of 34-29. Joining me here at the half is the principal of Scott High School, Dr. Jacob Messer. That's hard for me to say. I'm sorry. I've known you for a long time, but
that's all right. Listen, you can call me Jacob, call me whatever. Just call me to dinner. That's all I care about.
But don't call you late for dinner.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
Good. Hey, what we wanted to talk about a little bit, there was you had a nice little donation there from L&S Toyota, the Ball family, Sean and David and those guys, and they own like 3 Toyota dealerships in Beckley and Charleston and Barboursville. But you guys started something a little different here at Scott High School. Tell us about it and the type of pantry that you're offering, will be offering for students.
So we've been working on this for a little bit, wanting to bring a food pantry and a clothing pantry here to Scott to serve our underprivileged students. And we've been cleaning, decluttering, and organizing our school as a whole, but mainly the media center to get rid of unnecessary items and to make way to create 2 rooms for those pantries. So Sean Ball has worked with many schools, and he gave, I want to say 72 or 76 schools $500 each to start food pantries at their schools. Well, of course, he's a Scott grad, and Brent Kirk and me and some others were talking to him about, we got this, idea. We saw a principal in New Jersey installed washers and dryers in his school to help kids who are being bullied because of their appearance, their dress, their hygiene, and it's really helped his kids not only improving their self-worth and their self-confidence, but also their attendance improved, their behavior improved, their grades improved. So he's reaped the benefits of that for his students, and we thought that'd be a good idea for Scott High School because we've got some kids who need those kinds of that kind of support. And so Sean Ball, being the philanthropist that he is, he said, "Well, guys, you pick out a washer and dryer, let me know where it's at, and I'll buy it for you." And so, sure enough, the other day he showed up at Burnside Hardware and got us a Speed Queen industrial strength washer and dryer, and we're ready to go. We'll have it installed, and going to convert that room into a big facility for our kids.
And there's already some scuttle going around the community. What can people do to help you guys with this project?
Well, go to my personal Facebook page or to the Scott High School Facebook page and check out the list of stuff. Also, Brittany Atkins, who's helping me spearhead this effort, she made an Amazon wish list that people can go on that list and just have it shipped directly to us here at school. But we're looking at laundry baskets, hampers. We're looking at clothes hangers. We're looking at, bras and underwear and socks and shoes and pants and sweatpants, sweatshirts. We're looking at hygiene products. We're looking at detergent, fabric softener, dryer sheets, just anything you could imagine you would need for a clothing pantry or a laundromat type facility. And anything will help. And definitely, stay up to date on that Facebook post that I've got, because as people donate stuff, I'm going to be putting it on there. Like today we got 184 toothbrushes. So we're probably good on toothbrushes for a little bit. So hopefully people will see, hey, they've got enough laundry detergent, let's get them some fabric softener. All right, they've got T-shirts, let's get them some socks. So that's what we're hoping, that, through that social media campaign, that we'll get everything we need. And I know we will, because, as I said in my post, that is the best thing about Boone County and Southern West Virginia, that when we need help, we step up and help others. It's our hallmark, and it's a beautiful thing.
Do you guys have a food pantry as well, or are you kind of focusing on this as well?
That's the next thing we're starting, is a food pantry. So we're sort of tackling one project at a time, but the food pantry is going to be within, I'd say, the next couple months as well. And then I got something in the works. I can't release it yet, but we got another secret project we're working on. It's really going to be a great thing for our kids and our community, but that's in the works.
All right, Dr. Misser, thanks for stopping by. Congratulations on the project. We wish you guys the very best. And like you said, if people want to, participate in this project, go out to the Scott High Facebook page or Jacob Messer's personal Facebook page, and you can get information on it. Thank you very much. Congratulations, and hope it's successful for your students here at Scott High.
Thank you, Joe. We appreciate the support.
We'll step aside. We're at the half as the Nitro Wildcats lead the Scott Scouts by a score of 34-29. We'll be back after this break. You're listening to Scott Scouts, presented by Boone Memorial Hospital on WZAC Video Productions and the Skyhawks Sports Network.
Hi, friends. This is Rodney Miller.
This is Boone Memorial Hospital. Compassionate, personal, quality care that's close to home, with caring, skilled physicians and large private inpatient rooms.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
Most people think that after an accident, you'll have to pay $500 for your deductible. The truth, at Allstate, you could pay $0. Allstate gives you $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Then another $100 off every year you don't have an accident. Let the good hands reward your safe driving with a deductible that goes away. Now that you know the truth, are you in good hands?
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way,
tell them Hug sent you.
That's right. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
You can breathe easier at Boone Memorial Hospital, now with pulmonologist Dr. Richard McNeely. Come see us if you have concerns about your breathing issues.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
Trey Hall has 6, Sean Legros has 3, and Derek Woodrum come off the bench with 2. So you can see most of their scoring comes from Lowe and Painter.
I seen where Nitro, they come down, once they get set in their offense, they move the ball around. Their main objective is to get the ball down inside to Lowe where he's got an easy bucket. Scott needs to deny him the ball, and if he does get a shot off, get on the boards and just allow them one shot at the bucket.
For the Skyhawks, Reese Carden leads their scoring with 7, Landon Stone with 5, Braxton Dolan with 5, Jaron Gator only has 2, Isaac Setzer has 2. Coming off the bench, Kevin White has 2, and Jay Sharps has 4. So that's the scoring for both teams here in the first half. Keys to the second half.
Keys to deny low the ball on defense. Only one-shot opportunities for Nitro. Keep pushing the ball. I like what Scott's doing on defense. They're going a full-court, man-to-man press. They need to continue to do that and create turnovers because they got the depth. I think they'll win down in the fourth quarter.
Scott led at the end of the first half, 16-14, and then Nitro outscored the Skyhawks 20-13 in the second, and that's where we are at the half. Nitro 34, Scott 29. And we are ready to get the second half of action underway here at the Hawks Nest. And it will be Nitro basketball to begin the half. They will come up and inbound at midcourt. It will be Bryce Meyer stepping out of bounds. He'll send it in to Colton Painter.
Scott appears they're back in that man-to-man.
Inbound to Painter in the backcourt to get the second half underway. Painter across the timeline. Down to the corner to Hall. Hall brings it back around to the top of the arc, kicks it over to Painter. Painter with the jumper. It'll be off the side of the iron. Rebound, Setzer for Scott. Pushes the ball down the floor to Dolan. Dolan kicks it over to Gator. Gator back out to Stone, over to Setzer to Carden. Carden fires off the 3 at the top of the key. Rolls in and out. Rebound, Trevor Lowe for Nitro. Here come the Wildcats. They will slow the pace down. It will be Colton Painter bringing the ball down the floor. Crosses the timeline, going down that right side. Switches direction. He just did a little 360. Still has the ball. Over on the right side. Bounce pass into Legros. Legros can't get the handle. It rolls out of bounds. It'll be Scout's ball on the turnover. Stone bringing the ball down the floor for Scott. Over to the left to Gator. Gator drives around into the paint. Bounce pass to Carden. Carden fires the 3. Overshoots it. Will not go. Right into the hands of Legros. And Scott steals it. Carden gets it. He goes to the basket, and he is fouled. He will go to the charity stripe. He is fouled by Legros. That's his first personal.
Good hustle on Carden. They get the steal. He goes up. Legros fouls him. He's at the line shooting 2.
Carden's first shot is good. And a substitution as Legros will go to the bench. 4 free throws for Carden. He is a 74% shooter. And he'll make it 100% this go-round. He hits them both. Full court pressure applied by Scott. Here come the Wildcats. Hall in the backcourt brings the ball across the timeline. Woodrum's checked back into the lineup for Legros. Now they'll go back and forth is Hall with the ball. Now he bounce passes over to Woodrum in the right corner. Woodrum brings it out. Tries to find somebody open. There's nobody open. And he's under some pressure. It goes out of bounds. He throws it away. It'll be Scott Skyhawk basketball.
Good denial by Stone, preventing Lowe from getting the ball inside. That's Nitro's offense, Joe.
Defense paid off for Scott on the turnover. Setzer has it, gives it to Carden. Carden drives into the paint, kicks it over to Gator. Gator fires the 3. It goes. Jaron Gator with 5 in the night's game. Here comes Nitro down the floor. Hall will have it in front of the score stands across the timeline. Scouts tied up with that 3 at 34. Hall in the backcourt goes one-on-one with Gator. Colton Painter will come up, fires a 3, too hard. Rebound, Woodrum, and it's blocked by Setzer. He goes to the floor. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Scott Skyhawk basketball.
Painter runs over his own player, Woodrum, going for a rebound, and it goes out of bounds to the Skyhawks.
Setzer will take the inbound from Stone. Now across the timeline, back to Stone. Stone comes across the way into the hands of Gator. Gator loses it. Now they have to reset. Setzer with the ball on the floor in the paint. Kicks it back out to Stone. Stone hands it off to Carden. Carden goes to the paint. Oh, nice little jump. Swing move. Jig-jag, zigzag, back and forth, whatever you want to call it. And he'll go to the free throw line as he is fouled by number 30, Derek Woodrum. That'll be his second personal.
Looks like Scott has picked up that tempo a little bit that we talked about earlier, Joe.
And Cardinal keep it at 100% from the charity stripe. He'll make it. Scouts jump out to a 37-34 lead. Now Scott will make a couple of substitutions. Sharps into the lineup. They will put on that full court pressure. They get the ball across to Woodrum over in the right wing. Sends it back out to Hall. Hall does a little razzle-dazzle with the ball. Now he puts it on the floor, drives into the paint, and he got by with one there, gets it over, and a three-point attempt by Myers will not go. Rebounds, they get the ball down the floor to Dolan off the glass for a quick two for Scott.
Nitro calls timeout.
And Nitro finds themselves down by 5 as they led it by 5 just less than 2.5 minutes ago.
Yeah, very impressed with Scott. They've been denying. Stone's been denying low, down low, making Nitro make somebody else score, and it hasn't happened. And on the offensive end, they're pushing it, getting layups, shooting threes. Nice adjustments by Scott and his staff.
Scott's went from being down by 5, up by 5 with that 10-point swing here, and like I said, less than 3 minutes into this third quarter. As they come out of the timeout, it will be Scott Skyhawk basketball. Correction on that. They'd already flipped the possession here. Nitro went inbound it. Full court pressure being applied by Scott. They get it down the floor to Painter. Painter across to Myers. Myers comes down, thinks about taking the short jumper, kicks it back out to Painter. Now they'll reset as they send it back out to midcourt to Trey Hall. Hall still has the ball. Tells Myers to come out. Now they get it over to Painter. Painter in the right wing, sends it back out to the backcourt. Over to Woodrum. Woodrum sends it back out to Hall. Hall dribbles and goes one-on-one, drives it in. Comes back out of it. It's intercepted by Reese Carden, but it's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Wildcats.
Good hustle by Carden.
Nitro will inbound at the end court. They'll send it. And a 5-second violation. Turnover goes to the Skyhawks. Good defensive pressure.
Great defense by the Skyhawks.
So now, go ahead.
They've kind of stiffened up that man-to-man defense and denying everyone to inbounds there. Good job.
They're sticking with Painter, and that's what they've got to do. He is all over the floor, and they're doing a good job so far in this third quarter. Setzer takes it at the top of the key, comes around, looks, kicks it back over to Dolan. He'll send it over to Stone. Stone back out to Carden. Carden over to Setzer. Setzer back to Stone in the left wing. Back out to Jay Sharps. Sharps kicks it over to Setzer. Setzer drives into the paint. Off the glass. It will not go. Rolls in and out. Rebound. Number 1, Trevor Lowe, and he uses a little butt move to open the lane, and it will be a foul as Bryce Myers will go to the line. It's going to be charged against Scott's Landon Stone, his second. And it's going to be 2 shots for Bryce Myers. Yeah, Lowe got by with one down there. He just threw his butt out there. I mean, literally knocked the Scott player down in the lane back here. First free throw is missed. Scott still leads it by 5, 39-34, 4:13 to go in the third. On the floor for Scott is Setzer, Dolan, White, Sharps, and Gator. Second shot is up. It'll bounce. No, it will not go. Rebound, Jay Sharps. Over to Setzer. Setzer comes across the arc, sends it over to Dolan, back around the horn to Gator. Gator puts it on the floor. 10-foot jumper comes up short, and it's knocked out of bounds by Dolan. It will go with Nitro. Full court pressure will be applied once again by Scott. They'll inbound to Robbins. Robbins has the ball in the backcourt. Goes one-on-one with Gator. He loses the handle, gets it, regains it, puts it on the floor. He goes around. They try to get it into Low, and he'll get the shot up and pick up his first 2 points of the half. Quickly, Scott already across the timeline. Gator drives it into the paint, spins off the glass, and they're going to say a travel. Turnover to Nitro. 39-36, Nitro trails by 3. 3:40 on a stop clock. Full court pressure being applied by Scott. Inbound to Robbins. Robbins puts the ball on the floor, and they're going to get Gator on a bump. That will be Jaron Gator's second personal. They'll inbound at the scores table, send it to the backcourt to Hall. Hall quickly comes across the timeline, comes to the left side of the floor. Bounce passes it into Painter. Painter drives it in, and a charge will go against Colton Painter. That'll be his fourth personal. And Setzer is shaken up on that one. He gets up stretching, holding his head, stops, put his hands on his knees. Coach Sean Ballard comes out to meet him on the floor.
I'm sorry.
Our calling commentator's about to knock the cameraman off the stand here. Caleb Messer, our cameraman for Video Productions. Engineering by Joe Mounts. Scott will inbound it into Gator. Here comes Scott, quickly across the timeline. Gator over to Sharps, over to Stone. In the left wing, over to Kevin White. White finds a little opening, gets it in, gets in trouble, kicks it back out to Carden. Now he'll send it over to Stone, back to Carden. Carden drives, spins. Carden out to Jaron Gator, gets a shot off the back of the iron, will not go. Rebound Nitro. Here comes Robbins with the ball, across the timeline. He'll go all the way, bounce pass into Lowe. Lowe puts it off the glass for a quick two.
Scott's and a foul on Painter. He went for the steal and run into Stone.
Actually, that's Bryce Myers.
Correction.
That'll be his second personal.
Scott's got to get back on defense to deny Lowe the ball underneath. Last two times down the floor, he scored.
Derek Woodrum, the freshman, checks back in. Correction, he's a junior. Checks back in for Nitro. Scott has the ball. Stone across the timeline. Over to White. White puts the ball on the floor to Sharps. Razzle-dazzle into Stone. Stone drives it in the paint. He goes off the glass. He'll pick up a quick two. He has 7 points in the contest. Here comes Nitro. Painter with the ball. Now he'll put it off into the hands of Hall. Hall still. Now he crosses midcourt. He'll try to drive it into the paint. They'll kick it back out to Woodrum. Woodrum out near the arc. Stolen by Jay Sharps. Kicks it down the floor to Kevin White. White will go easy two off the glass. 4 points.
Press is starting to play a toll on Nitro a little bit, Joe.
Full court pressure. Robbins brings the ball down the floor. And it's going to a loose ball. And it's going to be a jump ball. And possession there goes to Scott.
Nice hustle by Scott. They got the press, got Nitro. Maybe they're tired or just a little bit of aggravation to the Nitro offense. Scott's on the floor going after loose balls. I like the way this Skyhawk team's playing right now.
Checking back in for Nitro is Bryce Myers. Kevin White will get a breather. On the floor for Scott will be Carden, Stone, Braxton Dolan, Setzer, and Gator. Stone in the backcourt for Scott. 2 minutes to go in the third. Stone still has it. Hands it off over across the way. Little razzle-dazzle. Stone puts it in the paint. Comes back out to Setzer. Setzer kicks it back over to Stone. Stone fires off the three. Off the back of the iron. Rebound, Braxton Dolan. Scott gets the rebound. Stone has the ball, gives it over to Carden. Carden drives it in, kicks it back into Dolan off the glass for two.
Great job from Carden to Dolan.
Dolan has 4 points here in the third. Scott jumps out 45-38. Nitro with the ball. Painter drives it into the lane. And a foul will be charged against Isaac Setzer. That'll be his fourth, as Colton Painter will get the basket plus the free throw shot to make it the old-fashioned three. Scott up 45-40, 1:21 to go here in the third. Painter's free throw is up off the front of the iron. Rebound Setzer. Here comes Scott across the timeline. Over to Stone. Stone puts it in the paint, kicks it over to Reese Carden, fires the three, overshoots the basket. Rebound Nitro. Down the ball, down the floor is Hall. Over to the corner to Robbins. His shot will not go. Robbins comes up with his own rebound after it's tapped, and he will go in a little hook shot, and he'll make it count for his first 2 points of the ball game. Down the floor, bounce pass in to Dolan. Dolan comes in from the back door. Another quick two. Dolan has 6 points here in the third quarter. Skyhawks up by 5. Hall has it, drives it into the right corner, brings it back out. Bounce pass in to, and they're going to say foul on Landon Stone. That will be his third personal. And it will be Trevor Lowe getting 2 shots. Lowe's first shot off the front of the iron. Lowe is normally a 75% free throw shooter for the Wildcats. 33.5 seconds to go. Skyhawks up by 5. Lowe's second shot is up and good. Scott's up by 4. Here comes Gator with the ball down the floor. Cross midcourt. Brings it over to the right side. Sends it into Gerald's. Bounce pass into Stone. Stone, little floater, puts it up for a 2. Nitro working the ball around the backcourt. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. With the ball is Trey Hall. They'll try to make it one-shot game. They kick it over to Robbins. Robbins fires off the 3, overshoots it off the foot of Legros. Time expires, and Scott will go into the final quarter leading by a score of 49-43. We'll be back after this break. You're listening to Scott Skyhawks, presented by Boone Memorial Hospital and WZAC Video Productions and the Skyhawks Sports Network.
For over a century, the attorneys at Schaefer.
You can breathe easier at Boone Memorial Hospital. Now with pulmonologist Dr. Richard McNeely. Come see us if you have concerns about your breathing issues.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
I'm your 70-pound St. Bernard puppy, and my lack of impulse control is about to become your problem.
No, come on. I saw you eating poop earlier. My focus is on the road, and that's saving me cash with DriveWise.
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you. Little General Stores, your road.
To get this fourth quarter underway, it'll be Nitro Wildcat basketball. Scott outscored Nitro 20-11 in that quarter to jump back out to a 49-43 lead as we head off into the final quarter. Finally, they get the ball into Hall in the backcourt. That pressure being applied by Scott. Now they get it across the timeline. Hall goes to the right side of the floor. Almost loses the handle. Still has it in the backcourt. Drives it into the paint. And he'll put it up too strong. Rebound, Ian Geralds. Here come the Skyhawks. Geralds gets it to Stone. Stone down it, fires to Sharps in the right corner. Back out to Stone. Across the floor to Dolan. Dolan kicks it back out. Sharps will fire off the 3. It'll go nothing but net for Jay Sharps. Nitro basketball as they trail by 9. Hall brings the ball down the floor. Bounce pass into Trevor Lowe. Lowe over to Robbins. Robbins goes to the charity stripe, fires off a jumper, off the back of the iron. Rebound will go to Lowe's. He'll put it back for a quick 2. Scott bringing the ball down the floor. Dolan and Carden. Over to Stone. Stone drives across the charity stripe, kicks it over to Carden. Carden thought about taking the 3, kicks it back out to Stone over in the left wing. Stone drives into the paint, puts up a little floater, comes up short, tries to tap it in, and finally the ball comes down and goes out of bounds. It'll be Nitro basketball as nobody could hold on to it.
No, we got a foul on Stone.
Oh.
Right there under the bucket.
That'll be his 4th. So 2 Skyhawks in foul trouble. That would be Landon Stone and Isaac Setzer with 4 points, or 4 fouls each, and Stone's going to, or actually Setzer's going to check in for Stone with those 4 points.
That may hurt Scott because Stone has been doing a great job of covering and denying Lowe the ball.
Scott up by 7. Here comes Nitro as Colton Painter brings the ball across the midcourt. Hall has it, takes the long jumper, and it'll go for 2. That'll be his 8th point of the ball game. Jay Sharps quickly brings the ball across the timeline for Scott. Now they'll reset as Coach Sean Ballard barks out the play. Dolan to Carden to Ian Gerald's back at the midcourt. Sharps thought about it. They're just working the ball around, trying to make something happen. Carden goes in, puts it off the glass, will not go. Carden gets his rebound, gets the second attempt, and he is going to be fouled by Colton Painter.
Good hustle by Carden.
Correction, that is Trevor Lowe. Lowe now has 2. Painter does have 4. Carden will go to the free throw line. Shot will not go. He'll get the second. Carden, normally a 75% free throw shooter. He is now 7 for 8 so far tonight, because that's the first one he's missed. Makes the second one. Skyhawks up 53-47. Skyhawks back off on the pressure. They'll pick it up at half court. Hall brings the ball down the floor, goes to the right side of the floor. Gets it over to Lowe. Lowe brings it in to Robbins. Robbins' shot will bounce and fall for 2. He has 4 points. Scott quickly brings the ball back to their side of the floor. Sharps has it, puts it on the floor. Sharps looking, spins around, kicks it back out to Gator. Gator comes out to the midcourt circle. Over the right side to Setzer. Back around to Carden. Kevin White has it over in the right wing. White still has the ball over to Gator. Gator kicks it back out. Sharps puts it on the floor, drives it in, spins, keeps it, sends it back out to Setzer. Setzer puts the ball on the floor, dribbles into the arc and back out. Now he'll come back out and reset at midcourt. 5:13 on a rolling clock. Skyhawks lead it 53-49. Setzer with the ball in the backcourt for Scott. Trying to get, and he drew the foul from Trevor Lowe. Lowe now has 3 fouls as he tried to make a little move on him, and he reached in trying to swat the ball away. And we have a full court time, or a full timeout. We'll step aside. 5:04 to go in the game. Scott up 53-49. We'll be back after this break. You're listening to Skyhawks Sports Network.
I'm Jeremy Caldwell.
If you're looking to sell your vehicle, Auto Buyers of West Virginia is your solution. We buy all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs and have a simple and safe way to sell your vehicle. We'll give you a free appraisal on your vehicle and make you an offer to buy it on the spot. Whether you're still making payments or have a clear title, we'll turn your car into cash today at Auto Buyers of West Virginia. So come see us at Cranberry Creek Shopping Center off Eisenhower Drive in Beckley. Auto Buyers of West Virginia, the simple, safe, and secure way to sell your vehicle.
Bill Madison back to the action with the Scott Skyhawks on Z92.
Scott's basketball as they inbound it. 5:04 to go in the game. Scott up 53-49. Setzer has it in the backcourt for Scott. Over to White. White puts the ball on the floor, drives it in, kicks it over to Carden. He'll fire off the 3. It'll go.
Excellent shot by Carden in the corner.
Skyhawks needed a quick 3-point to kind of get them the flow back on their side of the ball, and Scott will take a timeout. It will be a 30-second timeout. We will keep it here.
That last foul on Lowe, Joe, is big against Nitro if they can continue to push the ball inside and make him foul, because he is their leading big scorer inside.
Trying to get an updated score on the Logan Polka game, which is a big game across the state. Number 1 AAA taking on number 1 AA. And there's a lot of history between those two schools, and there's no love lost, I guarantee it.
And that's two good quality basketball
absolutely.
teams going at it. A lot of size, a lot of athleticism. That'd be a good one to see.
Absolutely. Coming in after the timeout, Skyhawks lead this one 56-49. 56-44, Polka leads Logan.
That's a bit of a surprise.
Not really. I really expected the Polka to pick up the win tonight. It'll be Logan's first loss. And Painter loses it, finally gets a hold of it, or correction, that is, Painter loses the ball handle, kicks it off the leg of Setzer, and Nitro will keep the ball. Trevor Lowe will step out of bounds. To inbound it. Lowe will inbound to Myers. Myers gets it back in the backcourt. Trying to get it. He bounce passes it to Lowe. Lowe can't find the handle. It goes out of bounds. Turnover to Scott.
Nice job by Setzer. Isaac Setzer fronted Lowe, and they was trying to get the ball in there, and they threw it out of bounds.
Shot up, rebound. Setzer puts it back up. And that's what you got to have, is get your offensive rebounds and capitalize on them. Skyhawks jump out to a 58-49 lead.
3 players on that end, Joe, for Scott was and they're getting a rebound.
Painter comes down, a little move, puts it up for a quick 2. Now, full court pressure being applied by Nitro. They'll get it over to White. White puts it on the floor as they get it across the timeline. Back over to Dolan. He'll kick it. Oh, and it hits off the back of Setzer. Setzer was alert enough to get the ball. Reese Carden fires off an NBA 3. Off the back of the iron. It will be Scott Skyhawk basketball as Gary Gator picks it up, sends it back in off the floor, saves the ball from going out of bounds. Gator has it in the backcourt. He goes one-on-one with Robbins. Braxton Dolan puts it off the ball. Braxton Dolan is hit. Carden sends it down to the corner for Gator for the 3 off the iron, and they're going to get Braxton Dolan on a behind foul on Trevor Lowe.
Yeah, got it. He went over the back of Lowe.
Dolan now has 3. .320 to go in the ball game, and they need to start the clock. There they go. Robbins has the ball for Nitro in the backcourt. Back and forth, sends it over to the right to Hall. Hall back out to Robbins at the top of the key. Robbins puts the ball on the floor. 10-foot jumper off the iron. Colton Painter comes down hard on the floor on the rebound. And he's laying on the floor. He's alert. And finally, Trevor Lowe reached down and helps him up off the floor. And you can tell he is shaken up on the play.
It was a bump there, but he came down. It just like his legs went out
from under him, yeah. No foul on the call.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Okay, who was it?
Setzer.
And he's done, right?
Nope.
Well, apparently that's his 4th personal. Maybe I charged him with 1. Thank goodness.
Well, sitting up here is a disadvantage.
It's hard. You're right. It is. So Colton Painter will go to the charity stripe for 2. First one is up, and now they're saying the foul was on the floor. It will not go. Rebound Scott. Braxton Dolan will bring the ball back to Gator. Gator puts the ball on the floor. He'll reset as it's threatened to reach in by number 1, Trevor Lowe, and that'll be his 4th personal. So now the 2 big guys for Nitro, Trevor Lowe and Colton Painter, both have 4 fouls with 3 minutes or just under 3 minutes to go in the game. Gator will go to the charity stripe for Scott.
He just came out there and tried to go for a steal on Gator. Gator's a good ball handler. I don't know what Lowe was thinking on that.
Gator, a 55% shooter from the charity stripe, makes that one count. As he'll get the second shot, 59-51. Skyhawks up. Make it a 9-point game.
Stone checks in for Dolan. That's a good defensive move. Stone will probably pick up Lowe.
Lowe inbounds to Myers in the backcourt. Myers just puts it on the floor He'll come under the basket to Robbins. Back out to Painter. Fires off the three, and it rolls in, rolls out, off the iron, falls through, and a timeout taken by Nitro. 2:49 to go in the fourth quarter. Skyhawks up 60-54. We have a full timeout. We'll step aside. We'll be back after this break. You're listening to Skyhawks Sports Network.
A $500 million jackpot.
General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way,
tell them Hug sent you.
That's right. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
I'm your 70-pound St. Bernard puppy, and my lack of impulse control is about to become your problem.
No, come on. I saw you eating poop earlier. My focus is on the road, and that's saving me cash with DriveWise.
This is Boone Memorial Hospital. Compassionate, personal, quality care that's close to home with caring, skilled physicians and large private inpatient rooms.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
60-54. It will be Scott Skyhawk basketball. Full court pressure being applied by Nitro. Here come the Skyhawks. Gator back. They get it down to Stone across midcourt. Stone drives it in. Card into the bad pass. Goes out of bounds. They'll turn it back over to Nitro. Quick score update. Polka has knocked off the Logan Wildcats 66-44. Trevor Lowe with the ball. Puts it on the paint. Goes up against Stone, and he'll put two more on his total for the night. Over to Gator. Full court pressure applied by the Wildcats. Across the floor to Gator. Gator steps back out. He puts it on the floor. He'll go to the basket off the glass. Jaron Gator with two more.
Great athletic move to the hole for Gator.
Here comes Nitro. Painter with the ball quickly down the floor, around the horn. Lowe thought about shooting, and now they get it into Painter, and they're going to say a foul on Carden. Carden was actually, looked like he was moving around. Maybe we can get an instant replay there on the video productions, but that'll be Carden's first personal.
Yeah, he got him with the body, Joe.
Yeah,
he was
but
moving.
It looked like he was trying to get back out of the way. Carden's not happy with the call.
The shooter's going to get that call every time.
Yeah, Painter's first shot is up and good. 62-57. Skyhawks still lead it with 2:08 to go in the game. Second shot up, and it is off the back of the iron. It will be Skyhawk basketball. They'll get it to Braxton Dolan on the rebound. Dolan puts it on the floor. Reset back out to Setzer. Out to Gator. Over to Stone. Stone in a hole. Finds Carden underneath the basket. It will not go. Carden will get the rebound. And he'll put it back out to Gator. Skyhawks reset with 1:40 to go in the game. Over to Stone. Stone goes through the middle of him, drives into the paint, into Gator. Gator loses a handle, and he's knocked out of bounds, and we'll get a foul. Let's see who they call it on. Looks like number 5 for Nitro. That's Legros. That'll be his second. It'll be a 1-on-1 situation for Jaron Gator.
Yeah, he gave him a little nudge, a little tap, and the official called it there.
Gator's first shot is up and good. He'll get the bonus. Jaron Gator, 3 for 3 from the charity stripe, plus a basket here in the fourth quarter. Gator's second shot is up, and it's good. Skyhawks jump out to a 64-57 game. Lowe goes all the way to the basket. It rolls around, and a quick timeout by Nitro taken. A full timeout. We will take a timeout as well. 64-59 is the score. We'll be back after this break. You're listening to the Skyhawks Sports Network.
Shop where the local contractors shop. Barker's Hardware in Danville. Free parking the entire length of the store.
WZAC-FM, Danville, Madison.
It will be Scott Skyhawk basketball. They lead this one 64-59 with 1:24 to go in the game. This one's going to go down to the wire. Inbound to Carden, into Braxton Dolan. Dolan's got some room. Bounce pass in to Setzer. Setzer takes it, resets it to Stone. Stone will go to the paint. Puts up a little floater, will not go. Legros with the rebound for Nitro. Here come the Wildcats. Trey Hall brings the ball down the floor. Gets it over to Painter. Painter goes for the basket. Off the glass for two quick ones. He has 5 points here in the fourth quarter. Carden gets it to Setzer. Setzer will bring the ball down the floor. Over to Dolan. A quick two for Scott. And a timeout now by the Skyhawks.
Nice vision on the floor. Dolan going in for two. Good work by the Skyhawks.
Let's just keep it here. Just go back to that Polka-Logan game real quick. 66-44. You know, everything is on the line. I don't think there's any way. Logan's a very good ball club. I have all the respect for Coach Zach Green. But you could just tell they were destined to lose at some point during the season.
Yeah, being undefeated, that's going to happen. And when you have Polka can play with any team in the state, as well as Logan.
And, you know, I say this, a lot of coaches, some will agree with me, some may not, but I think a loss every now and then in the regular season is good. That kind of checks put your players into a reality check.
That's right, and you learn a lot from losses, Joe. Watch film. Sometimes you got to be brought down to earth every now and again.
Exactly.
It's better to lose now than come tourney time.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Of course, they won't meet each other because they're in that. I do not, and I've said this many times, and from my understanding, SSAC is going to go into this trial period for 2 more years because they don't want to make any changes with the classification.
I got you.
53 seconds to go in the ball game.
It does give other teams across the state opportunity to make it.
66-61. Skyhawks lead it. Nitro has the ball. They across the midcourt. Trey Hall has the ball. Sends it over to Robbins. Robbins brings it back out to the backcourt. Looking down the hall, and they get Colton Painter. He'll fire off the three. It's blocked. Release Carden, and he threw him down. He grabbed his jersey and threw him to the floor. That should be a flagrant, and he should be ejected from the ball game. He grabbed Carden's jersey and slung him down. I don't know if the official actually saw that or not. Was that on number 2, Painter? Yep.
Yes.
So I had him down with 4. That must have been his 4th. I must have missed one. He's smiling down. He should have been ejected on that one. As Carden will go to the charity strike. Carden's shot is up and good.
I'm impressed with Carden. Never got shook, comes to the line, nails it.
He's a pretty, for the most part, level. I mean, he gets a little hot-headed at times, frustrated, but he is a pretty smooth ball player. Second shot is up and good. Skyhawks jump out 68-61. 36 seconds to go. Here comes Nitro quickly down the floor. Painter over the corner. They put it in the hands of Myers. Myers will go to the basket. It is not, and Myers will come up his own rebound, and they try to make it reset. Ball is punched around. They get it back to Myers. Myers gets it into the Low. Low goes to the basket off the glass for 2 and a whistle. A timeout on the floor taken by Nitro. With 18 seconds to go, Skyhawks up by 5. We'll keep it here.
Yeah, Low is he's a Low, Joe. He's a big guy.
He is.
He's got good feet to be a big guy. He's got a nice touch. During that series, he lined up to shoot the 3. He stepped outside last term down, shot the 3. But he makes a nice move to the paint and scores. He's tough.
They don't have his weight listed, but he is listed at 6'3", and he's a big-bodied guy, and he can control the paint or the boards there when he's in the lane.
Not good-looking athlete, and he's got good feet to be a bigger guy.
If Scott can hang on for another 18 seconds here, this would be a big win for Scott. Nitro, even though they come in tonight at 6-9, they are a very talented ball team. And when I talked to Coach Lowe before the game, Austin Lowe, he's talking about how he loaded that early season up as a tough schedule. I agree with him. That's how you learn, playing tough opponents.
Absolutely. And, they've got a deliberate offense. If you see, they come and they'll penetrate, try to bounce it to low, and then they kick it back out if they don't have it for a three.
Scott will have the ball with 18.2 seconds to go. Landon Stone in the backcourt, gets it into Gator, bounce pass to Stone. They'll send it across the midcourt to Dolan. Sets her over to Carden. Carden spins it in for a basket. Oh, my goodness, what a shot by Reese Carden. Nitro back down the floor. They get it over to Trevor Lowe. He'll fire it off for three, but they'll come up short as the ball game is over. And the Scott Skyhawks will prevail with a 70-66 win over the Nitro Wildcats. Doug, we said it in our pregame show. We knew it was going to be a good game. It comes right down the wire. Nitro comes up 4 points short, and the Skyhawks keep that momentum riding with this fifth win in a row.
Yeah, nice job by Scott. I think the difference was the third quarter, Joe. They intensified that defense. They got on the boards, and they tried to make Nitro play their game of pushing it hard up and down the floor.
We'll step aside for a 2-minute break. We'll be back with more on our Skyhawk postgame show brought to you by Boone Memorial Hospital. You're watching the Scott Skyhawks on WZAC Video Productions and the Skyhawk Sports Network.
Hi, friends. This is Rodney Miller. Do you ever wake up and ask yourself, what has happened to our...
This is Boone Memorial Hospital. Compassionate, personal, quality care that's close to home with caring, skilled physicians and large private inpatient rooms.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
Most people think that after an accident, you'll have to pay $500 for your deductible. The truth, at Allstate, you could pay $0. Allstate gives you $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Then another $100 off every year you don't have an accident. Let the good hands reward your safe driving with a deductible that goes away. Now that you know the truth, are you in good hands?
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way,
tell them Hug sent you.
That's right. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
You can breathe easier at Boone Memorial Hospital. Now with pulmonologist Dr. Richard McNeely. Come see us if you have concerns about your breathing issues.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
Back at the Hawks Nest where the Scott Skyhawks picked up a big win tonight with a 70-66 win over the Nitro Wildcats. Skyhawks picking up 21 points in that fourth quarter compared to Nitro's 13 points. That's not right. I'll have to do some math here in a minute. But anyway, Scott prevailing there at the end, 70-66. Both teams using the timeouts to their advantage and so forth. Quickly, I'll try to get some scoring. Let's see, look, in the Carden jumped up there. Should he be close to his average as we look at it? Joining us now is the head coach of the Scott Skyhawks, Sean Ballard. You caught your breath yet?
Not yet.
Great game, man. You guys prevailed. You know, you knew Nitro was going to be a tough opponent. You said that would be a good signature win for your program if you could pull it off, and you did.
Yeah, like I said, we've been playing better lately. We know that we've been getting better each day. Our defense has been getting better. Our ball movement's been getting better. And starting to string some wins together, guys are getting some confidence, getting back after it, and, having a little more confidence whenever they're stepping up and getting those open looks.
Setzer got into a little bit of foul trouble early. How did that change your defense up?
Everybody got in foul trouble early. Yeah. I think Landon, Braxton, and Isaac all finished with 4 at the end of the second quarter. Early second quarter, Isaac got 2, and Braxton had 2, and Landon had 2. And Lowe's a heck of a post player. So we had guys step up though. Grant gave us some good minutes guarding the post in that first half. Ian Gerald stepped in, gave us good minutes. I mean, again, we talk about it all the time, but our depth. We've got the numbers and the bodies to withstand guys being in foul trouble. We can plug other guys in and withstand as a very physical game. And typically, the undersized team is at a significant disadvantage in a physical game, but with our depth, we were able to withstand that.
Game got a little chippy, a little heated there a couple times. What do you do to settle your team down in situations like that?
Yeah, we talk about it. You gotta stay poised and not get caught up in the chippiness, the pushing, shoving. That's not what wins games. The team that's more level-headed, usually executes better down the stretch in those emotional type games, and that's something that we've been winning of late. But it was good to have a close game that was emotional, physical like that, and giving us that game opportunity to execute down the stretch. Early on we came up short and didn't execute the way we needed down stretches to close games, at Ripley and Winfield. So it was good to get that opportunity again and to execute a little better this time.
Going back to tonight's game, we knew the scoring came through Trevor Lowe, Colton Painter, and they prevailed tonight. Trevor Lowe, 32, Colton Painter, 15. How do you stop that duo?
Apparently we didn't.
Is there a way? Can you work on that? And the blockouts. They're 2 tough ball players. They got the body size. They can get in there. They can move in the paint, and they both can shoot the lights out of the ball. Yeah,
they're both really good players, and they got some other guys that can score it too. So it's not like you can just completely abandon the other guys to double them and stuff. And they do a good job of spacing the floor and getting those guys in opportunities. To utilize their skill set.
You got Carden with 20 tonight. You got Braxton Dolan with 13. Gator has 11. You got 3 players in double figures, and right behind them, Stone's right there with 9. Sharps comes off the bench with 7. Are you satisfied with your offense tonight?
Yeah, I think we were averaging 70 coming into tonight. We scored 70. Everybody knows Reese can score it, but since the difference in right now, the way we're playing and early on it was Reese scoring for us to win. Now it's been, we've had, you look back, I think, last few games we've had 5-6 guys in that 8 to 15 point range, and we know Reese is going to knock down shots and get to the rim and score. So having these other guys gaining some confidence in this winning streak, stepping up, hitting shots, and it just makes our offense a lot tougher to guard.
We talked about it in the pregame. You guys reset. You go on the road to play Mingo Central tomorrow night in the Hatfield-McCoy shootout down at the Williamson Fieldhouse. You get a few days off there. Then you go on a road trip, a 2-day road trip. You'll play St. Mary's on the road next Friday night. You'll spend the night in Parkersburg, and then you'll take on Parkersburg High on Saturday.
Yep, we wanted to, we got a great group of kids, and especially the last couple of years with COVID and everything going on, it's been a little tougher than normal to do stuff off the court and, kind of get those opportunities for guys to bond outside of practice and games and stuff. So we wanted to get an overnight trip, going up playing a tough St. Mary's team. I think last poll they were number 2 in AA, undefeated. And then a good Parkersburg team, big physical 4A school. So, we're going to go play some good competition, let these guys go have an overnight trip, go up, spend time, eat dinner together, and, just enjoy each other's company.
I don't know if you knew this or not. Polka knocked off Logan tonight, 66-44. I think Logan was destined to be beat at some point. You know, and hopefully you guys will meet up again in the sectionals, and you'll get another shot at them, and hopefully be able to, you know, pull this thing out, win the region, and go to the state.
Yep, those are two really good teams. You know, that's one that could have went either way. You know, two really good teams, really good programs, and you know, I'm sure both of those are going to be a force come March.
Coach, we'll let you go celebrate with the team and regroup and get ready for tomorrow night. Coach Sean Bauer, the head coach of the Scott Skyhawks, with the win tonight, with a 70-66 victory. And Doug, as we wind things up here tonight, your final thoughts on the game? We said from the start it was going to be a good one. It was a dandy. Came right down to the wire.
It was a dandy, and I mentioned it earlier. I think it's that third quarter. Scott come out with that good pressure, kind of got Nitro off their regular game. They denied low, down low, and they did a nice job. Good hustle, good adjustments by Coach and at halftime to, you know, shut Nitro, because they were kind of had a 5-point lead. They was going to that inside-outside game, slowing the pace down. Scott pushed the pace, and it made a difference.
Yeah, that 10-point swing, that was definitely the difference of the ball game right after the half there at the beginning of the third quarter. That's going to pretty much wrap up our coverage tonight here from the Hawks Nest. Once to thank Fred Dameron from WFGH. He's actually doing double duty. He's doing the audio and video for the Hatfield-McCoy shootout in Williamson tonight. He does our streaming services. We appreciate that. Steve Green, our studio engineer back at WZAC. Our cameraman tonight was Caleb Messer, and our video productions engineer tonight was Joe Mounts. For Doug Kennedy, I'm Joe Linville. Good night, everyone.